Hey, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Got a new tool in the garage, so we're gonna check it out. We got this YesWelder welding cart with drawers. Here it is. So we're gonna put this together and check it out and see how it is. So here's my old welding cart. She's a Harbor Freight special. I think it was $39 at the time, and I mean, it's a cart. It works. It's got wheels. It does the job. It's a pretty basic model. Like I said, it works. Things I don't like about it is there's no storage, really. As you can tell, it just has this lower shelf, which ends up being a catch-all for, all kinds of stuff, and pretty much turns into a mess. Gloves and welding sleeves and everything end up right there, kind of like that. Welding helmet, nowhere to put that, so it ends up hooked over my gauges. Nowhere to put the ground and clamp and our torch, so that ends up coiled over the bottle. And this is kind of how it sits. And so it's kind of hard to push around. I mean, there's no handle on it, so I usually end up, grabbing it by the bottle and, kind of pushing it or pulling it around by the bottle, which probably isn't good. So I figure it's time to upgrade. This has 4 drawers, 2 levels. You can kind of see it here. It's got a top level, middle, and 4 drawers. 4 wheels. It's got a handle, and it looks like it's got like a hook thing here to hang your, your ground cable and whatnot. So yeah. Saw one of these at Harbor Freight. I think it was a Vulcan. It's what really got me thinking about it. That unit was almost $200, and what I didn't like about that is how wide it is. I forget the exact width, but I like this one because it's only, what is it? It's only less than 13 inches wide, which is nice because it usually lives in that corner right over there. And that way I can tuck it in that corner without it sticking out in front of the door, so I'm not blocking the door. So I didn't really want to get anything too wide. So I looked this one up, looked at the specs, and this one looks to be, narrow enough. Start looking at these, you'll notice that there's really only about 3 or 4 different models out there with different names and logos and whatnot on them. So I looked at one from Harbor Freight, which is a Vulcan, which may be, it was wider, but it's similar to that. Looked at one from Harbor Freight, or Northern Tool, which I think had the name Clutch on it. And then there was another one that seems to be popular on eBay and Temu, which is very similar to this, except the handle was a little different looking, and the reviews I saw weren't too hot. It said the drawers didn't line up and just general jankiness. And then there was one from Eastwood, which looked really good, but I think that was about $200 or more. So took a gamble with this one. I'm hoping it's nicer than the Temu model that I see all over. I got this one off of eBay. I like buying off of eBay because basically I sell all my junk on eBay. Not junk, but stuff I don't want anymore. And it goes in my eBay account, and then I basically trade that for stuff that I do want. I sell what I don't want, money goes straight in my account, and then I buy what I do want. So it's a pretty cool way of getting things without actually spending money. I mean, I am spending money, but kind of like not spending money, so it's kind of like getting it for free. Speaking of that, I just got this off eBay the same way. This Ryobi vacuum. I already have the Ryobi batteries, so I needed a little hand vac. So I figured I got that. So I got this off eBay too, brand new, good price. I don't even remember how much, 80 bucks maybe. Because I have the old dust buster here, which is good for about 48 seconds of power, and then it dies. And by the time I buy a battery for the dust buster, I think they're $50, $50 on Amazon. And I could just get something new, so I got that. Anyways, I got this off eBay. It was $129, and they had some kind of coupon. I ended up getting it for like $119. So it was considerably cheaper than Harbor Freight. But anyway, I'll put it together and we'll take a look at it. I'm not going to bore you with making you watch me put it together. Sure, it's pretty basic, but I'll let you know. We are making progress. Put it together pretty easy. Not bad. Got a little damage there, but nothing we can't straighten out with a pair of pliers. This sweet new pair of Matco pliers today, so that'll do the trick. Check these out. Nice. I like them. Also got these Matco pry drivers. So I guess it's when you're halfway between a screwdriver and a pry bar. Screwdriver you can pry with. Cool, I like it. 3 different sizes. So anyway, we'll take these pliers and straighten out that edge and continue on with the assembly. Okay, I got my welder sitting up on the cart. Just kind of doing a test fit. I'm starting to wonder if it was going to fit on there. This welder is a little on the larger side compared to some of the newer ones. So it does fit. A little definitely tight. See, I turn these, put these screws so that the flathead is on the inside, and put the nut on the outside, give me a little more clearance. Does fit. The issue is this side flips up to open it, and I can't get it because of this little ledge here on the cart. So tried putting a piece of plywood under it, which does work. So I could do that, just put a little piece of plywood under it, let it sit on top of that. That lifts the welder up enough that I can open the side door. But I think what I may do is flip this top shelf upside down. I kind of like having the edge here to keep it from moving side to side, but if you put it on the plywood, you lose that anyway because it sits higher than the ledge. So I'm going to try flipping this top shelf upside down and see what that does. It has this, which upside down will just elevate the front of the welder a little, which is not a problem. So yeah, I'm going to flip that upside down and see if that makes a difference. Okay, here it is with the top shelf upside down, which is not going to work for me. The welder won't sit on this, it slides back. And this hangs too far off the back, which is going to interfere with the bracket for the tank. Doesn't want to stay there, and that's just too janky. I don't like that at all. So I think the plan is I flip it back over the way it's supposed to be, and I think I'm just going to trim this edge off. That way I'll have support on the back and the other side, which I like better. I don't like it just hanging out here on the top with no edge. So that's what we'll do. We got it all assembled, got the drawers in, got the handle on. Ended up putting the top shelf on the way it's supposed to go. I was going to trim this out so the side panel would open, but that's just going to make a mess because you got support here, you got support here, you got the handle. So what I ended up doing is just found like a piece of steel flat bar, put it under this side of the welder just jacks it up a little bit, just enough so that this door can open. As you can see, that we have another problem here. These are a little bracket there for the little hanger there for your ground clamp is in the way, so I'm gonna probably just re-drill that down here a little bit lower so that this side door will clear. So other than that, I mean, if you have a welder where it opens from the side like that, definitely take some measurements and keep that in mind that you're gonna have to make some modifications. But other than that, the drawers are really nice, and that's was mainly why I bought this, because I wanted the storage. And the drawers are very nice and smooth. Kind of wondering about that, if they were going to be all loose and rattly. Saw another review on the Vivor Temu welding cart, and he said that looked like the drawers were all kind of at a uneven and kind of just not great. So these are definitely nice and smooth and tight. I did flip it over and grease the bearings and the wheels. So yeah, I'm going to relocate this bracket and go from there. So here it is, all put together and loaded up. Welder fits on there nice. Nice handle on the front. My auto darkening helmet fits under there nicely. Have some extra storage space on that lower shelf. Same down there, pair of gloves. Can fit the cap for my tank on the back. It's got couple spots to chain down the tank. It actually has a third spot here. I guess if you wanted to do that for whatever reason. Moved this bracket over here, just drilled 2 holes and mounted it here. That way I can wrap my cables around like that instead of having them draped over the tank like I used to. And I just have the cord here, which is fine. Yeah, it rolls good. Wheels work good. Drawers are really nice. That's basically why I bought this, because I wanted drawers for storage. Put my welding sleeves in here. A pair of cutters. You know, whatever you want to put in here. I have tips, some lenses. welding wire, some more wire. These drawers are really nice. They're nice and tight, smooth. You know, I wasn't sure. You know, sometimes these drawers are just real loose and clang around in there, but these close tight. They have a little, you know, they kind of lock, so you're wheeling this around, the drawers aren't flying open. I'm not sure about those front wheels, but I guess they'll be fine. I oiled them up. Yeah, it should work fine. I didn't mention it, but this is a Hobart Handler 135, and that just fits on here. But yeah, I've had this welder for probably 25 years. I've used the crap out of it, but it's been a great little machine. Hasn't let me down. I've welded tons with this thing. With the Chevelle, I did 2/4, floors, trunk. This Camaro, I welded the whole car, full floor, quarters. You name it. Dashboard, dash panel. The last 68, the blue one that I had a couple videos on, that I welded that whole car together. I blew through 11-pound spool of wire on that, just on that car. But yeah, it's been a great little welder, so just considering getting one of the new style multi-process type, but I don't know. This one pretty much gets done whatever I need. It's 110 volt, and obviously I have the gas for it, or you can use flux. But parts are cheap, available. I just replaced the liner on this a couple years ago when I was working on a Camaro for the first time, so that was easy, cheap. So yeah, this is a cool little welding cart. Like I said, I got it off eBay. I think it was $129 before any discounts. To me, it looks better than the Vivor / Temu, whatever name they slap on that one. Like I said, the Eastwood one looks really nice. I would love to compare this to the Eastwood or to the Northern Tool version. I think it's called Clutch. So, but I bought this one with my own money. Not sponsored or anything by YesWelders, but if anybody wants to send me Eastwood or Northern Tool, you want to send me one of your welding carts, I'd be happy to check it out and we can look at it side by side. But anyway, I would say this one is definitely worth getting. If you're in the market for a welding cart, I'd definitely check it out. So, hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.